So I haven't made a Real Racing 3 tutorial in a lot of years. I actually had stopped playing Real Racing 3 for a while. I just got back into it probably last 5 months or so. So what I've been doing is going back and trying to finish some of the series that I had already finished before they added in new cars. So I've got the amateurs complete and I'm on the last box on Pro-Am and just about almost the 50% mark on this Alfa Romeo. Excuse me, is that it? Alfa Romeo, yeah. I've actually driven one of this car. Out of all the racing cars that are in this game, this is the only one I've driven. I didn't like it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm more of a regular car type of person. It was a little too much, too loud for me. Might be because I'm getting to be an old man. So as far as my practice goes, what I'll do is typically I watch the videos of the game changers. They have some really excellent, they don't have their names up here now. I think one is ME7 and then the other one, the guy, he doesn't talk much, I think is something Real Racing 3 Speed or something. But both of them put out really excellent tutorials. When I used to play Real Racing 3, when I would come in here, I would have my steering cranked all the way up to 10. Let's leave that there for a minute. And I would have this on low and low, and I'd have the traction control on. Now, for certain cars, for all the cars, I can't drive with traction control on anymore. I don't even remember how to do it. I don't know how I was in the first place. Let's turn these off. On levels, I don't drive an amateur anymore, but all the way up to Legend, and right now where I'm working on in Legend is Pagani. Let's find it. Essential Pagani. I am working on getting up to unlocking this car here. Let's take a look at it. I'm not even going to try to pronounce this. I've heard this, I think it's Huera, if I pronounce that right. But I'm going to get it all the way up to just before it's unlocked, 7 more races. And I can run all of these cars no assist. Not super fast. I'm right around like a 50%er. I'm trying to get faster. I'm studying the braking. But there are like the F1 cars. I can run the F1 cars no assist only out of traffic though. So what I do to practice, and that's what I'm getting ready to do now, this video won't be edited at all. I'm gonna just go straight to a practice session. This is how I practice. So I'm gonna go in here and pick up my McLaren. And first I'm gonna I think I'm gonna be going to Suzuka. And I'll run this a couple of times. So I'm going to be doing, see, I picked the Autocross. I'm not going to a full race. I go into the Autocross and check and make sure I got everything turned off. And I'll turn all the assist off, and I'll turn the steering all the way down to 0. I started doing this after I watched the tutorial. So again, for ME7 and the other game changer that's been highlighted with Real Racing 3. I think it's Real Racing 3 Speeder, I think, or Speed Racer or something. After watching their videos, this is when I started doing it. And again, to show you all the controls are all over. This is 7th place, 32 seconds. And so, and I'm doing this video for anybody that's like, you're constantly pulling up the back on the time trials. I'm gonna give you a pointer that I use to get faster, so I could start at least winning golds. As having that goal, now I'm spending all my gold trying to upgrade my Alfa Romeo. So I'll click the retry, and I'll go at it, and I'll practice this even if my improvement. So that's what I'm doing there, and let's run it one more time before I move on to the next. Let's see if we can improve again. But I think I was slow at the beginning. But another improvement. So, and I'll keep doing this over and over and over. And what practicing, and I've been practicing like that since I started watching the tutorials that they put out. What that's allowed me to do is all the lesser cars that are out there, because these F1 cars really get up. So let's go back and look. All of these hypercars down to the race cars, I can ride all of these cars with no assist. And I also have been doing some drifting videos. So what I would tell people who are using a lot of assists is, one thing you can do if you're a beginner and you're having trouble is on the controls, go to low, and turn your traction on. And then on your steering sensitivity, put it at about 8 or 7 and drive like that. But always use tilt B, because you want to be able to control the gas and help on the braking. And then drive like that and practice as much as you can. And you have to go into your road collection, and you have to look and see what your fastest car is. So, like for the longest time, I'm going to show you the fastest car that I had for the longest. It was a BMW. Let me pull it up. I'm Los Santos police car from GTA. Oh yeah, here it is. This car here. For the longest time, this car, I would race this car over and over. Let me see if the track is here. I think this is, if we go here, because they switched this for some reason. I don't know why. But there is a race. I think it's this Suzuka race. It's 3 laps. I don't know if that's the one. But I'm not going to try to find it now. But this particular car is the one that I would race over and over and over. I've since moved up, right? So let me show you what my my car is that I use to practice. It's this Porsche 919 Hybrid 2014. See how many times I've run this car? 968 times. And where I'm running this car is out here on the Legend. And this is one of the hyper cars that what I'll do is I run this at Le Mans either night or day. It's a 10-lap race, and I run it with the agents so I can get double. And I run this race over and over and over. Now I can run with no assist, but when I'm going for the points on the agent, I'll put it on low and low. And that's what I would tell you. So what I would do is I would have, let's say if I was going to run this race, I would select the agent, and then as the race is getting started, I would set my car up like that. I would have those two on, and I would have the steering set at 7, and I would run it like that. And then once I've got a good enough lead, I stop the race, turn all the assists off, and run the rest of the race no assists. And I'm telling you, if you practice like that, you'll find that you will improve. But I wanted to show you how I'm using the tutorials to help me get faster, and still making some customization videos and whatnot. So I'll be my next video I'll put up a video on customizations you can do if you don't have a lot of gold and you're only using basic vinyls. But that's all I have for now, and make sure you have a nice evening.